To CE or not to CE? That is the question. I want to walk you through the who, what, why, and how of dental CE. There are so many options, twists, and turns when it comes to the world of CE. I'm going to take you on the fast path to approved CE. Hold on to your seats, you're in for a ride. So what is CE? The Oxford Dictionary definition states it's a noun. Education provided for adults after they have left the formal education system, consisting typically of short or part-time courses, continuing education courses. That means that any course or program that will better a dental professional's practice of dentistry is CE. It can be a lecture, a video, printed material, hands-on, recorded, in-person, or live via technology. Dental professionals need certain amounts of continuing education to renew their license. This varies from state to state. More importantly, they need continuing education to stay on top of products, procedures, and processes that are constantly being introduced. When I graduated in 1979, sealants were just becoming the norm, and I didn't learn them in school. And digital x-rays weren't even invented. Notice I did not say that it is to fulfill a licensure requirement. I understand as you create a course, having one that will go towards a dental professional's license may mean more people are compelled to take it. However, the mission should be to educate the attendees on something you are hopefully passionate about, not to make sure they have enough credits at the end of their licensing period. CE approval means that someone that is sanctioned to approve CE has reviewed the information and feels it's worthy of continuing education. It does not mean that the course is approved for an attendee's license. In fact, there is a statement on both ADA CERP and AGD PACE logos. The AGD PACE's statement is, approval does not imply acceptance by any regulatory authority or AGD endorsement. And the ADA CERP's statement is, ADA CERP does not approve or endorse individual courses or instructors, nor does it imply acceptance of credit hours by boards of dentistry. If the attendee is taking your course to fulfill their licensure requirement, it's their responsibility to know, for instance, do they need to take 2 or 4 hours of OSHA or infection control? Is practice management an improved subject? Do they need domestic violence, human trafficking, opioids, and other topics? What makes a course approvable is that the content is unbiased, the person presenting it is qualified to give it, and that there are measurable objectives. It also needs to be compliant with the rules of the governing body that has their logo on that certificate. More on that later. Objectives. This can be a course on its own. Anyone that has worked with me knows that I'm a stickler for proper objectives. Objectives should be action-focused. Describe, demonstrate, recognize, create, identify, and more. Generally, avoid, understand, and learn, as they are broad and not targeted. Bloom's taxonomy is how I learned the proper way to write and edit objectives. It saves me a lot of time. I have a cheat sheet I'll share with anyone, as well as some other information if you'd like. The number of objectives is also important. Often, I have a client send me their info, and they have 6 to 8 objectives for a 1-hour course. To be compliant, an attendee must leave your course with full understanding of targeted and measurable objectives. For this reason, 2, 3 objectives max for a 1 or 2 hour course. You can go up for longer ones, however. According to the book, The Ultimate Educator, Achieving Maximum Adult Learning, Don C. Barnett states, finally, don't have too many objectives for a single lesson. You need only 1 or occasionally 2 objectives for a lesson. A small number gives focus to your lesson. Identify the key point you want students to learn today. Remember, the word objective means most important idea. All those other sentences are talking points and important, but they're not objectives. Now that we know what an approved CE is, how do you become an approved CE provider? There are different avenues that one can take. AGD PACE and ADA CERP are the largest governing bodies that work to allow approved CE. They don't approve the actual CE. They approve organizations or companies that then can approve the actual CE. Generally, these approvals are considered equal and are widely accepted. The American Academy of Dental Hygiene and the California Board of Dentistry also approve organizations or individuals to give CE. AADH is dental hygienist based. There is some concern that courses approved by AADH cannot be used by dentists. I have not found that to be true, though my experience with them is minimal. The California Board of Dentistry is a powerful organization. You can become an approved provider or have them approve one individual course. It is my opinion that a course approved by the California Board of Dentistry or one of its approved providers will be accepted by other boards. Once again, this is my opinion, and each scenario will be different. Some individual states will also approve courses. New Jersey, for instance, you can complete a form with the course title, description, objectives, and the speaker's CV or detailed bio. If they feel it's compliant and needed, they will approve it for 2 years. This is an economical and fairly easy way to get a course approved if you're giving it locally. If you will have attendees from outside of your state or give it virtually, there's no guarantee that their state will accept the approval. Remember, that is not the provider's goal. The provider's goal is to give good quality continuing education that will benefit the attendee. So how do you become an approved provider from one of these organizations? You apply. The applications are very detailed and require many documents and records be created and kept. I often say it's not rocket science. However, it ain't easy either. This is important in my opinion, as the approval means more because of it. I am proud that my company went through the tedious application and is an AGD PACE approved provider. I've also worked with over 30 companies to get AGD PACE, ADA CERP, and AADH provider status as well. ADA CERP applications are accepted twice a year, January and June. You get the decision sometime in the next 6 months. First-time applicants have to submit an eligibility pre-application form to even be accepted to apply. The cost is $100. The application fee itself is $1,134. I don't know how they came up with that number, but as of June 2023, ADA CERP will not allow dental companies that manufacture or sell products become ADA CERP approved providers. The ADA CERP application is extremely detailed. You must list every course you have or plan to provide, 2 of which require very detailed information. It's all online based and plan to work on it for approximately 3 to 5 months to do it properly. AGD PACE applications are accepted 4 times a year. You receive the decision in about 4 months. So if you apply in the August 31st application period, your decision will be delivered by December 31st. The application fee for AGD is $805. AGD PACE does not allow certify, accredit, certification, or accredited to be used when referring to AGD PACE, to the AGD PACE program or its related CE. I've worked with AGD for so long that when I hear those words, it's as if someone is running their nails down a chalkboard. The AGD PACE application is also online based using a SurveyMonkey powered platform. It's often difficult to navigate, and unless you have completed each step, It will not let you move forward. The tables that are impossible to read what you have put into it. Plan to work on it for approximately 3 months to do it properly. When you get your decision letter, approval periods are not consistent. Often a first-time applicant will get a 1-year approval. Yikes, all that work, and in less than a year you have to complete that tedious application all over again and pay the application fee? There are ways to get a longer period, though there are no guarantees. Some of the ways are to create a history with an already approved provider and to have multiple eyes on the application to make sure it is completed correctly and thoroughly. A few tips to properly complete an application reminds me of high school English. When answering an essay question, restating the question always got you a few extra points. Follow directions. Give them what they ask for concisely as possible. If they ask for your yearly educational goals and your company has a 4-page prospectus of what you want to accomplish, pick out the goals that are educational based and applicable. This is true for some speaker agreements that can be long and include many details. Highlight or only copy what they are asking for. More is not necessarily better. Don't make them go looking for the answer. They will not do it. Other ways to get CE approved without becoming your own provider is to ask a local or state-approved organization like your state or local chapter of ADA or ADHA. Find an AGD PACE or an ADA CERP provider that will work jointly with you to provide credits as a joint program provider. You will need to sign an agreement that outlines your company's responsibilities and the CE provider's responsibilities. They will distribute the CE certificates and they will keep the records that are required for 7 years. Do you need to have your CE course approved? Yes and no. No, if you are only hired by other organizations to speak, usually they will be the one to provide the CE. Yes, if you want to develop your own events, having ADA or AGD approval also gives the course more credibility, as we spoke about the difficulty in becoming an approved provider. I don't allow my hard-earned AGD PACE provider status to be used for mediocre or non-compliant courses. Do you need to become an approved provider? No, unless you are organizing multiple events, creating an online library, or presenting many different courses on short notice and want the autonomy. As an approved provider, it is your responsibility to keep detailed records for 7 years in case an attendee is audited or can't just find their CE certificate. There are many other rules to follow as far as publicity and marketing to maintain compliance. When someone comes to me and says, "Can I give CE for that?" My answer is, if you think it will benefit a dental professional, yes. In fact, I can give CE for basket weaving. You don't think so? Check this out. The fine art of underwater basket weaving and the benefits for dental professionals. Course description. Join expert basket weaver and dental hygienist Sandra Berger for this hands-on presentation on how to create your own hand-woven basket. This detailed art incorporates many skills that dental professionals employ in their daily practice, such as measuring properly and maintaining symmetry needed to make a basket useful. Keeping your wrists and hands in good shape will lengthen your time to practice. Course objectives. Demonstrate fine motor skills needed for detailed dental procedures. Utilize mirror imaging techniques to construct the basket. List 3 ways to keep your wrist and hands healthy. If you are an approved provider or working with one, you can get almost any course approved for valuable continuing education. To CE or not to CE? That is the question.